What's up, Venkers? Before we get to this live show that we recorded in Las Vegas, we have to thank our sponsors for making our weekend here happen. Huge thanks to our presenting sponsor, BetMGM, and also the incomparable, legendary Sunoco, and of course, Cash App. Huge thanks to you guys. And without further ado, here's the red flags. Live show from Vegas.
Hello, Venkas. How are you all doing today? All right, I have something I need you to do. I need you all to scream like George Russell crossing that finish line, okay? Put your hands together for the Venkas you know and love, Brian and Matt from the Red Flags Podcast.
What's up, Venkers?
Hello, Vegas!
How's everybody doing today?
We good? Have we? Okay, show of hands, who hasn't gone to bed? Losers, all of you. This is Vegas. I will say, here's the thing. I played roulette last night. Put it on 33 twice, hit twice, because Max Verstappen's the GOAT, dude. I don't care that he's won, he's 33, won, it doesn't matter. He's inevitable.
Yes. Yes. It feels so good to be here right now, let me tell you. Yeah, it feels good.
Where?
Alive.
Alive?
I don't even drink. I don't get how people drink, and I don't drink, and I feel like absolute shit right now.
Well, Vegas kills you slowly.
Yeah.
Being here for anything longer than 48 hours should be illegal.
This was a heat check for us.
Yeah, it was a heat check moment. We were like studying all these other content creators, and they were like, "So we'll see you guys in the paddock," and we were like, "We'll be underneath the highway. That's where we'll be." Unfortunately, we'll be underneath the highway.
Brian, we watched the race in a sports book.
Yes.
Brian was getting a massage.
I did get a massage. Dude, honestly, that was legendary. Getting a massage at the sports book, watching my king, George Russell, absolutely dominate this race was beautiful.
You know what it felt like? It felt like that moment in The Lion King where Rafiki was like, "It is time," to Simba.
Who was who in this scenario?
George Russell was Simba.
And who's
like,
Rafiki?
I don't know.
Toto Wolff.
Toto Wolff
in his puffer.
And he's
Toto
like,
Wolff in his fucking Toto Wolff, and it was the weather was nice.
Not that cold.
I'm sorry, it was almost balmy. And Toto Wolff's in a full. He's like, "It is so cold here." I'm like, "Aren't you from fucking Austria? Come on,
I live in
get your
LA,
weight
and I'm
up."
like, this is not bad at all.
I was wearing a T-shirt. I was like, "We're chilling." He's like, "We have to bundle up." Did you see that? Will Buxton. Will Buxton was like, I don't know what the cultural reference was because I'm not a fucking nerd and I don't understand some of this shit that Will Buxton loves, but it was like a Star Wars reference, and he was like, because it was Toto in the press conference and he's all bundled up in his white puffer. And then he's like, and Will Buxton was like, "And there's Toto Wolff about to defend the Death Star." George Russell. Listen, it was a great drive for Lewis Hamilton. It was a great drive for Lewis Hamilton. That is true. Hey, that is true.
But it was a better drive.
It was a better drive from George Russell. And here's the thing. It wasn't necessarily a better drive from George Russell, but it was a better weekend from George Russell.
And that's, by the way, I was telling everybody, I was like, he's going to fuck it up.
We were convinced.
I was convinced he was going to fuck it up. I was so surprised. I was like, and now.
Yeah. Honestly, on the last lap, he almost fucking hit the wall, dude. It would have been such a George Russell on the final lap of the race, up 8 seconds, to just fucking crash.
He's a premature ejaculator with the tires. he always just qualifies ahead and then like blows his load. I was so confident Lewis Hamilton had this in the bag, but he surprised me.
He did.
He surprised me. It was a very adult, mature drive from him.
Though I was a little bit disappointed in his he didn't have a snappy George Russell soundbite after the win. He just said, Vegas. I was like, can we get a yabba dabba doo or something? Come on, baby. Can we get a?
Yeah, you had like 20 laps. You had 20 laps to think about what you were gonna. All you could say was my location.
Drop my pin.
Yeah.
Wow. No. Okay. No, here's what I want to say about. Okay. Lewis, great drive, but listen. Next year he's going up against like the other Mr. Saturday. Like, if he can't pull his qualifying shit together, then there's no 8th coming his way, because it's going to be more races like this where he starts out of position, and because he's great on Sundays or Saturday if we're here in Vegas, but because he's great on Sunday, he'll be up there, but he needs to get his fucking shit together on a Saturday.
Yeah. I mean, Leclerc is like a better version of George.
They are Leclerc and George are so similar in a lot of ways. They're both they're amazing on a one-lap pace. They're chaotic. They'll crash unexpectedly. But George is a savage, and Charles, as we learned, is not. Did we all hear the radio? The radio heard around the world.
Honestly, he's one of my favorite drivers, because it's like the way he was just telling this crazy narrative about himself is like what I do all the time. It's like, that's what happens. You're a nice guy and they fuck you. Yeah. You're a nice guy and they fuck you.
Yes.
Nice guys. No good deed goes on. Like that's like my mother walking through the house. Yeah. No good deed goes unpunished. I give and I give and I give and I give.
Yeah.
It was a very human moment. And then he's like, "Oh, I left the radio on. I'm sorry."
Yeah.
Guys. Like, wait, did you think you were talking to yourself? Like, how do you think you're Brian or whoever the fuck was coming through the radio?
Yeah. He did. I don't know. I mean, when we interviewed Fred Vasseur before he was cool. We interviewed Fred Vasseur years ago when he was still on. What even was that team back in the few years?
Alfa Romeo.
Alfa Romeo.
Yeah.
And we were asking about Charles, because they, came up. Charles came up with Fred, and we were like, when he makes a radio, like, he's actively pressing a button, right? And he was like, yes, he is. And we're like, shouldn't he not do that? And he was like, no, he shouldn't.
Yeah.
But he's still doing it. I love that while he said it, he goes, I felt this too, because I'm someone who, like, sometimes when I rage out, I'm like, and I know this is bad. I know this is bad. But that's what he was saying. He was like, I'm nice. What can I say? And I know I shouldn't be saying this, but fucking A, like, we had an agreement. But here's
the thing. He's scandalized.
Yeah.
He's like, the guy that we fired isn't listening?
Yeah.
What is this crazy? The guy we just kicked to the side of the road?
Yeah.
Who's got 2 weeks left of work is fucking starting to act out?
The guy who for the next 3 years, the best he can hope for is maybe 7th place, wants to be on a podium before he fucking leaves? I mean,
what gives Charles? I mean, the naivete that Carlos is going to listen.
No, Carlos doesn't. I mean, I feel like this season, there's a nice guy thing. It was the nice guy versus the fucking guy who gets shit done. That was the Max and Lando whole situation. Are you nice, or do you get the fucking job done, and who cares about how you do it? And I feel like, I don't know, Charles wants to be nice.
You think?
Yeah. And I don't know what that means in terms of his prospects of really, like, being a champion.
Well, he's a company man. I don't know if he's going to give Max the same level of respect as Norris will.
Yeah, but he's going to have Lewis Hamilton in the seat next year. He's going to have the inter-team battle. I just don't know. I don't know. He just seems like it's like a prerequisite. We all just assume that he's going to be a world champion one day, and I just I don't know. That radio message made me think I'm actually not sure.
But maybe he's realizing he shouldn't be nice. Maybe he's learning. Maybe this is the heel turn that he needs.
Well, these guys need to do a heel turn.
Also, it's like Lando blowing his starts has nothing to do with being nice. That's just blowing your stars.
Well, sure, yeah, but right, but Lando.
Let me be gentle on the tires. Here you go. I want to, it's like
he's being nice to his tires.
He's being nice to the car. I don't want to wake it up too suddenly.
Right, but all the battles that he had with Max this year, the pushing off track, the just kind of Oscar's dive bomb on him. That was a kind of similar-ish, situation to this Charles thing. He's like, well, we weren't, but that's not what we had agreed upon. And it's like all
Right.
bets are off. Well, if you got to be a savage, you got to be a psycho.
Yeah, even Max was like saying to Lando, I wouldn't have listened to that shit. This is bullshit. Oh no, he said it to Oscar.
Yeah.
You
Right,
know,
right.
Yeah,
He was egging Oscar on.
He was stirring the pot,
Yeah, because he's a fucking savage. And here's what I love about Max. Because what's interesting about Max is that he will, like, do you see this clip of him being like, the only thing I care about is my friendship with Lando. That's the only thing that matters. He's like kind of a gaslighter. Because he'll be so crazy on track, and then afterwards be like, I don't really understand. I don't know what happened on track. We're just friends. He's just my buddy.
And apparently he put his arm around Lando, and he said to Lando, he goes, be patient. Your time will come. Be patient.
Really?
He told him to be patient.
Whoa.
Be very patient. Yeah. Be so patient. You don't want to rush these things. You don't want to rush these things. It'll come to you. Be very passive and just let it come to you in one day. But he said your time will come.
Right.
I mean, I think it might have been this year, though.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think his time did come.
I
really think his time did come.
You think this was it? This
was
the one chance.
Maybe it'll come again, but he definitely lost one.
Oh, I mean,
he
blew
blew one. I mean, I'm not good at math, but I went through every race since Miami.
Let's do it.
Okay, so Miami he wins.
Yeah.
Imola he could have won.
Also, Miami he won like not through.
Sure.
He got lucky.
I got lucky with that one. But Imola he could have won.
Yes.
Max won, so he loses 7 points, but Max gets 7. That's 14 points.
Ooh.
Monaco I don't count. Canada he could have won. So that's another 14-point swing. Wait, who won Canada? Did Max won Canada? That's another 14-point swing. Spain, he could have won. Max wins. That's another 14-point swing. Austria got taken out. Silverstone, I don't know. Hungary, he lost 7 points.
Right.
Monza, he lost 9 points.
Hungary, he lost 7 points, but he also lost he lost the emotional battle there. Because that's where the crash happened.
But people keep talking. Yes, that's the thing with Oscar.
Oh, that was the Oscar thing.
But people talk about like the Hungary thing. People love to like harp on Hungary. But the real backbreakers are the ones where he finishes second and Max finishes first, because that's a 7 point. That's 14 points every time.
Right.
So they're everyone makes this like a team, but no, it's like all the losses that he lost, like all the blown win, like Brazil, 14 points.
Yeah.
Like he should have won that. He was on pole. Max started in fucking South Africa and won. That was 14 points.
Through the ocean.
Through the ocean.
Through the ocean, Max wins
Came
that
from
race.
the submersible in the Titanic and rose like a fucking like Cthulhu from the deep. Okay? 14 points.
Yeah.
To 14 points, and it added it all up.
Yeah.
And I forgot what it was, but it was in the 70s.
Yeah.
It was in the this championship is even if 3/4 of those go his way, this championship is
at least
wild.
is continuing
is
to go.
Continuing to go.
It doesn't end 3 races before the final race.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Max is.
And
he's the GOAT.
He's the best. And I said this. People are just love to hate on him. They say, when he does the British bias, I'm okay with British, like Damon Hill, who just got let go. I'm okay with him hating on Max. I don't want every fucking pundit to be boring. I'm okay with having a salty English person. But for those British guys to say that after the most iconic drive of all time, he does the most iconic drive of all time in Brazil, and they're like, well, he's an asshole though. He's a prick. It's that's not the time to point out that he's but in Austria he was a dick, and in Mexico he was a dick. And I said this before, and it's like the LeBron thing. When I was a kid, LeBron came around, and I was so excited because all I hear is these old fucks talking about how good Jordan was. And I was like, now I get to see one.
Right.
Now I get to see one. And then all these people are like, no, he's not as good. No, he's going to fail. He's overhyped. He's this or he's that. And I'm like, why are we rooting to not see another one? Isn't it exciting that we get to see one? We don't get to see one all the time.
Yeah. No, the greats. When a great, an elite goat, potential goat comes along, you gotta embrace the goat.
I remember I looked up like when Haley's Comet came around, and I missed it. I was like, fuck, like I missed it. Now like Haley's Comet is like in our lifetime, and we're like, you don't want to look. It's stupid. Because Haley's Comet, like we wish it was another color. Like we wish it had a different trajectory. I just wish Haley's Comet was going the other way. No, it's bright and it's beautiful and it's singular. And just appreciate it for what it is.
You don't
not
get to
like what you wish
right.
it could be.
You don't get to choose your asteroid.
Yeah, you don't get to choose the comet that comes across in your lifetime. That's my feeling on Max. Like, he's a comet. Like, let's just appreciate the comet as it fucking rampages through villages, scaring people, causing fires.
And also how quickly everyone kind of like moves past and forgets the present day of the, like, everyone forgets that Schumacher was known as an asshole.
Yes.
And that he pulled absolutely like questionable shit a lot. But now it's like, oh, and Schumacher, like the British bias would never say 15 years after the fact, well, Schumacher was a dick, though. It's like they just say, no, he was the greatest. And guess what? In 15 years, that's what they will say about Max as well.
And Hamilton in 2011, was running Massa off the road.
Yep.
When he had a car advantage, he was nice. But
so was Max last year.
So was Max. Everyone was like, hey, Max, has he learned his lesson? When Max has a car advantage, he's a nice guy.
Vegas, as you know, we have teamed up with BetMGM this season, and we are using BetMGM lines to make all of our picks. And if you haven't signed up for BetMGM yet, use bonus code DADDY, and you will get up to $1,500 first bet offer on your first wager with BetMGM. Here is how it works. You download the BetMGM app, and you sign up using the bonus code DADDY, because we're fun. Deposit at least $10 and place your first wager on any game. You'll receive up to $1,500 in bonus bets if your bet loses. Just make sure that you use the bonus code DADDY when you sign up. Don't forget, if you haven't signed up for BetMGM yet, use bonus code DADDY and get your first $1,500 first bet offer today. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 and over. U.S. promotional offers not available in New York, Nevada, Ontario, or Puerto Rico. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY for New York. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP for Arizona. 1-800-327-5050 for Massachusetts. 1-800-BETS-OFF for Indiana. 1-800-981-0023 for Puerto Rico. First bet offer for new customers only. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards are non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire in 7 days. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel. Don't forget, if you haven't signed up for BetMGM yet, use bonus code DADDY and get your $1,500 first bet offer today. Max is Max. And I think it's true. And I've said this before. I was like, Lewis is not of that ilk in the way that he's not as much of like, and I agree, I don't think he's as much of like a prickly driver, but like in 2016 in Abu Dhabi, when he was leading the race, and because in that final race he was leading, but if Rosberg finished second, Rosberg wins. So that whole race he's driving unbelievably slow in hopes that Sebastian Vettel will overtake Rosberg in second, and then Lewis can win the championship. And they're on the radio being like, Lewis, like, speed up, please. And he's like, I'm trying to win a championship here. Like, suck my dick.
No, he didn't say that. He goes, I'm very comfortable with the pace that I'm going. And Nico's, and like, he's got he's got Vettel behind him, and then behind Vettel is Max. And they're both just like up his ass. And Nico's like, can he pick up the pace? And Nico and Lewis was like, no, I'm good. I'm good, just like this. He's driving not fast enough for Nico to overtake him, but just fast enough, like he's driving at the slow enough speed. And I'm like, this is Machiavellian. This is crazy. Yeah. He isn't just like this noble knight. Right. He does what he needs to do. And so I think sometimes this stuff gets whitewashed in history, and it's already happening with Lewis. It's already happening. I mean, Max, 4-time champion. Who's a Max hater?
Do we have Max haters in the room?
Do we have Max haters? It's okay.
He's grown on you. I think he's growing on people, even despite some of the antics this year, because this was a year that. 2021 was all the controversy there. And then he has a dominant car for 2 years. But this was a year where he was like tested. You want to see, it's good when you. I think he'll be remembered more for aspects of this season than he will for 2022. This will be a season where he got to prove people wrong. He wasn't in the fastest car, as he gleefully told Zach Brown after the race. Did we all see this clip? Zach Brown comes over to him on Sky Sports to congratulate him, and then he goes, "Yeah." He like puts his arm on his shoulder, like fucking tiger claw, just grip. And Zach Brown knows. Listen, we saw Zach Brown this week. I did a handshake with Zach Brown. That guy's got a grip. But Max was giving Zach Brown a piece of Zach Brown. He was like, "That's a Zach Brown hold right there." And he was like, "Yeah. Remember when you said I could only do it in the fastest car? Not this year." And then, so he had that moment, and Zach's like, "Oh, yeah, blah, blah, blah." Because Zach had said, he only wins because he's in the fastest car. This is like the McLaren kind of like soundbite. That's what they all say, That's what Lando had said at one point. And then later, Max is on, I think, Dutch TV. And he's like, then when Max can really let his hair down, when he's talking to fucking his people. And they're like, and you saw, they're like, this is all translated. But he goes, "Yeah, I heard you saw Zach Brown." And he goes, he said that thing about you being in the slowest car. And he goes, "Oh, yeah, I told him about that," to his face on Sky Sports. He was so pumped.
Yeah.
He was never, Max hates, he hates doing media. Max was loving doing all the media after today. Max was loving being in his own fucking Maybach or whatever the fuck car.
Yeah.
In his own Rolls Royce with GP.
Yeah.
Dude, we were watching that at the sports book, and it was just the two of them in the car, and I just started going, "Kiss, kiss, 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 kiss." They're our favorite toxic couple. They fight, they make up. When they're good, they're like, "It's always been good. We never fight."
I never doubted you for a minute.
Never doubted you for a minute. Then you see them outside the restaurant, they're screaming at each other. Then they come back, they're like, "So, how are the tacos?" You're like, "Okay, Jesus."
Everyone's saying, "Oh, Mercedes, McLaren, they're screwing Lando. They're screwing Lando. They did this wrong. They did that wrong, the team orders." Does everybody forget what's happening at Red Bull right now? They're not even showing up with the right wing.
Dude.
They're just they're like hacking it. It looks like the Apple Think Different, like somebody took a bite out of it. It's the most janky. They put it, they're like, just fucking take a scissor.
Yeah, it's like your dad retires and he's got a new project where he's going to fix up furniture, and then all of a sudden he's holding a circular saw. You're like, what the fuck is going on? Yeah. They took a circular saw to the rear wing.
Yeah.
They brought the wrong wing.
But then they walked it back. They walked it back, like, "No, we didn't." And then it was like, no, we didn't. Like, they're trying to figure out, like, what the company line is. It's unclear whether they want to admit that there was a fuck up, but they don't want to say what the fuck. Like, did they forget it? Did they not budget for it? Like, we don't actually know, but it was a fuck up.
Well, either they forgot it or they brought the right wing and then they took a circular saw to it. There's no good version of this. And there's such chaos over there. You remember like last year, the year before, Red Bull was just like spotless. They were just like, they never fucked up. They never made a strategy error. They never did. Nothing like this shit ever happens. And we love him, but that's such a Haas move to bring the wrong rear wing. That's a Gunter Steiner special right there, dude. Yeah. That is a Gunter Steiner fucking like throwback.
Yes.
We brought the wrong wing. We had to cut it with a circular saw. But even with they bring the wrong wing. There's a guy fucking cutting it off, and he still beats Lando.
Yeah.
He still beat Lando. We all knew that it was ultimately going to end, but it's like you want it to end in Vegas. Max, he was drinking some G&Ts on his press tour last night. And then they're like, "Are you drinking?" He held up. He was on, obviously on Dutch television. He was like, "I got my G&T right here." We were trying to find out where he was partying last night, but he's hard to get a hold of.
Yeah, we tried.
We were like, "Where's?" And not that we like really. We know some people who somewhat know his where. They're like, no, who knows.
It's some eyes wide shut shit.
Last night we were at the Wynn. We saw Franco Colapinto just walking through the casino. And guess what?
Nobody around him. He was
one guy.
Just followed by people.
Oh, was he being followed when you saw him?
Yeah, he was just people just like like
Yeah.
doing selfies, like just a mob.
See, when I saw, because you had left at that point, so you saw him like as he was leaving. When I saw him, we were at the, and it was like it was so Vegas. There's all these fucking like TikTokers and influencers, and fucking, and they're being mobbed, and meanwhile Franco Colapinto's just walking completely unbothered, wearing like these like big cargo shorts that almost looked like they were the ones that like zip off at the knees. It was giving like. In middle school,
yeah.
I thought those were the coolest pants that existed, and like Franco's still on that wave.
Yeah, I always like immediately lost one.
Right. Yeah.
So I just have like one leg. I couldn't have pants that you had to keep track of.
Right. Yeah.
That was never the move for me.
Yes, we saw Franco Colapinto at the casino last night. We saw Liam Lawson at the casino last night. But hey, Sergio Perez overtook him for 13th place. And everyone's talking. Listen. Everyone's
the
talking
delusion?
about this Perez double overtake.
For 19th place. How desperate are you guys that he does a double overtake for literally, he overtakes a V-Carb and a Haas, I think it was.
And everyone's like, legend! What a legend!
Max is on his way and winning the 4th championship in the same car. Also, everyone was saying, like, we never knew how good Max was. Like, yeah, like in the other, yes, we did. He was kicking the shit out of him.
Yeah.
Every time. I just don't. Here's the thing. It's like there's rumors that the rumors are that he's going to stay and he's going to bring more money. And he's going to stay. And I'm like, why would you pay for this experience? That's like me paying to be strapped naked to one of these targets at Topgolf. Like, do you like being humiliated on a weekly basis? Like, this is now a kink. You are now paying to get, like, you're paying for like we're in Vegas, like you're paying for like a very weird privilege. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is. It is great. We were with like people who don't really watch F1 last night. We were with like a few guys from Friday Beers, and they were like, so the Mercedes guys are together, and the McLaren guys are together, and the Ferrari guys are together, and then like, what's up with this other Red Bull guy? And I was like, amazing question. It's an amazing question.
Yeah. And then Yuki Tsunoda, 3 hours at Customs.
3 hours
at U.S. Customs. Still manages to fucking make it to Q3.
Yes. I mean, here's the thing. There's this question over the second Red Bull seat, right? If it's going to happen. But if it's going to happen, it seems like now it's between Yuki, Liam. No, let's be honest. They don't give a fuck about Yuki. They're like, it's between Liam and Colapinto right now. Those are the rumors. But I'm like, I mean, we've said it a million times, but last night's more evidence of it. Yuki Tsunoda, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, what did he say about, like, they keep sending people my way? And
they keep sending people my way. I keep destroying them.
I mean, that's what happens. I'm sorry. The dude is a career killer.
Yeah.
They had a shoey bar for a guy that Yuki Tsunoda killed. I mean, when is he gonna get? And I think people were expecting like Lawson to come in and like have his number. He hasn't. They've been trading.
I think he got screwed a little bit by the Colapinto crash. I think that caught him out, didn't he?
No, is that what happened to him?
I think. I mean, he didn't have a good lap in. He didn't have a banker. You
gotta have a banker. You gotta have a banker.
I'm also like, is all this success getting to Colapinto's head a little bit? Like, he got hyped real fast.
He did. He's like, I'm invincible. Into the wall.
It's like so dumb. Like you out-qualified your teammate.
Right.
Like, you know what Esteban Ocon would do? Esteban Ocon's like, I out-qualified my teammate. Like, if you make it into Q2, he immediately qualifies like 11th or whatever the next.
Yeah.
Like, he never qualifies. Like, he qualifies like at the last. Ocon is the king of out-qualifying. Wow, I'm having a hard time today.
I got you. Hold on. Take a breather. Ocon is the king of beating his teammate into the next round of, like, Gasly gets knocked out in Q1. He'll go into Q2 and be like, I don't even need to put up a lap, honestly.
Right.
I'll just start it.
He'll be the last guy in Q2.
My job's done.
I beat my teammate.
And it makes you angry, but it's also like it's like a bullshit. But it's like, why are you wrecking the car? You already got it farther than your teammate. Like you're in the Williams. You're not gonna get it that much farther up the grid.
Dude, I hope that the Williams mechanics have like therapy as part of a fucking a work benefit.
Yeah. They're going to go over the work. They're going to go over the cost cap, not just because of the physical damage, because of the emotional damage that they're causing.
They're going to be in multiple therapy sessions a week being like, yes, we crashed again.
Yeah.
I'm having nightmares about a car coming into the garage and Franco Colapinto being like, hello. I mean,
did you guys see?
Fix it, please.
Did you guys see the meme of Lance Stroll where they're like, the meme was like mechanics were scrambling to get his car out so he could qualify P20, and he was just like this. He was like this. My God. Wow.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, Williams has got to go. They got to be so close to the cost cap at this point. They've had so many crashes this year. I mean, Albon's totaled like 3 or 4. Obviously, Logan Sargent was...
They're back to the 90s with the parts they're bringing. Like, because Gunther was explaining, like, when you run out of parts, like, you just start going back.
Right. You just like, what do we have lying? You know, all those like.
They got the Windows 97 on there,
dude.
Like,
it's all this. You go to a race like this, you're in Vegas. There's just like cars everywhere. They're like, you just see a Williams mechanic like taking a car from the Bellagio, being like, "Sorry, we need this. Actually, we."
What stuck out to you guys?
What else do you want to talk about from this race?
Oh,
the rumor mill is afoot.
No, Andretti's out. Cadillac is in.
Yes.
Wow. How butthurt do you have to feel to be like Andretti right now? Because they're like, Andretti wants to come in. They're like, no. What about just Cadillac? Yeah, come right along. Come through. It's like, I would take that so personally.
Yeah. I mean, he is.
Yeah. And what's the deal? Are they like, is he out? He's like selling the team, right?
I think he's out. I'm not sure exactly like what context he's out. I think he's still like working for the company, but maybe he's not in the same position anymore. But is it going to be Cadillac like via Andretti? Are they going to be like involved, but it's just under the different name?
I don't know. I think it's just. I think it's just Cadillac now.
I think it's Cadillac, and they're going to be using a Ferrari.
And they're going to say nothing personal, Andretti. I'm like, it was literally personal.
It was so personal.
It was so literally
they
personal.
hate you.
Yeah.
they hate him.
Somehow Gene Haas manages to have his name on a car and not Andretti, which makes me so happy. Like, yes, convicted tax cheat, Gene Haas. Yes. Come right along. No Michael Andretti. No scion of a racing dynasty. I love it. It makes me happy.
Is that not really like, if you need to understand how savage this world is, that is a perfect example of it. Because people, I think, are so confused by the Ricciardo exit, how it happened. Like, how do you not give this guy his flowers while he's here? How do you not at least let him go to Austin? And he can have his final, he rides in on a horse and he can ride off into the sunset. How do you do it in such an emotionally devastating way? But honestly, like, that's just what this world, like, we're on the fandom side of it where we're like, we love the people. On the inside, they don't give a fuck. It is harsh, savage business people who literally don't give a single shit about, like, your narrative. That's just what it is.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, Andretti, oh, how nice would that be? How nice? I don't care about nice. Give me Cadillac.
Yeah.
With a Ferrari, and none of it even makes sense. It's Cadillac with a Ferrari engine.
That's synergy.
We love that synergy. So they're apparently going to be the 11th. There's going to be an 11th team on the grid. It's going to be Cadillac in 2026. That's what strong rumors are saying.
Who do you want to drive for Cadillac?
Oh, my God. They bring back Ricciardo? That would
just one name came to me.
Which name?
Stingray Raw. I feel like with that name you have to Cadillac.
Yeah.
I feel like they should go. I want to see like a guy. I want to see like an IndyCar guy like Pato. Or like somebody who like wins at it. What?
Did
I say anything crazy?
Yeah, again, we're sad. We don't care about vibes right now. We're just savage. We're CEOs of a team. We don't care about Pato's.
Wait a minute. But think about this. Like, your job is at stake. Who are you putting in the car?
Right.
Are you putting in Pelot, or are you putting in Pato? Pato's very fast, but
he's chaotic.
He's chaotic.
He'll crash. You're putting in Pelot. Pelot's a fucking
Your insurance
beast.
is being adjusted by the crash. Like, every time they crash, it's your insurance being adjusted.
Yeah.
Who are you putting in the car? It's Pelot.
You're putting in Pelot.
That guy is very level-headed.
And I want to see Kyle Larson get in the car so we can fucking Kyle Larson out here talking wild shit about the GOAT Max Verstappen.
No, I think Cadillac should go like full American.
Full
with
American?
It. Just put iShow. Put an iShow speed. Put an iShow speed.
iShow speed. Get a streamer in there, dude. Get Kai Cenat in the car, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. What else happened this race? Pierre. Pierre.
That was brutal. I mean, they got a 3-4. I mean, that's kind of enough for them.
And him qualifying is from coming off the 3-4 and then qualifying P3.
Yeah.
And then they have one car left in the race, right? So his engine blows out.
Yeah.
They've got one car left. Alpine, you got this. It's half the work. And Ocon pulls into the pits, and there's one mechanic out there, and he's like, "Hi!" And then he has to fucking drive through and come in the next. I mean, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, it's terrible. It's terrible. What else we guys got? What else we guys want us to talk about?
Oh yeah, I mean, is this Sound and Fury signifying nothing? I didn't really see it, but you saw it.
Well, I
Carlos
think
crossing the pit line for the audio.
Well, it's different tracks. Like, different tracks are different, and this is a whole new race director who has his own kinks about. He has his own feelings about that, right?
Yeah.
So we have to get ready. We have to sort of get used to this, right? This I like this race director.
Yeah, he litters.
I like this race director. He's just like. Like, if you've seen the clip of him littering, he doesn't even settle with that. He was like, "Fuck this track."
Yeah, he was like, "That's where this shit
He
goes right there."
here.
Andy Samberg, I threw it on the ground.
Yeah.
For Gen Z, you can look that up on YouTube.
You
can look that up on 240p on YouTube. It's kind of like the kids on SNL now, that Please Don't Destroy, but
Yeah.
these other Jewish guys. Okay.
Carlos wanted to be boxed desperately.
Oh, right. Guys, please box me now. No, we will let you know in 2 laps, Carlos. We will let you know. They said they needed 2 laps. We need 3 minutes, Carlos. 3 minutes.
And no, the reason I think he swerved is like, we're not ready. Like, it was like when my girlfriend's like, take that exit. No, the other one. I was like, fuck. Yeah.
Sometimes I'll drive if my girlfriend's driving. Sometimes she'll enjoy doing like, similar time of arrival. When it gives you the light blue way on Google Maps. And because it'll be like we'll be in an annoying thing. We'll be like in a little bit of traffic, and she's like, "Oh, look, similar." And then a few times we've just gotten stuck behind a fucking like garbage truck.
Yeah.
And I'm like, similar arrival time, huh?
Yeah.
No, he was begging for them to put him into the pits. It's like, now's the time, guys. They don't do it. They bring him in, and then they did it. And then this was savage of Sky Sports. They did a calculation, and they were like, if they had done what Carlos wanted, he would have been in second right now. We ran the numbers.
Yeah. Came back that you suck.
Yeah.
God, could you imagine? That sucks. Like, to have that facet in life, like in your job, where it's like, you imagine having that in your job. Well, if you had made that decision, you actually would have gotten the raise. Like at least in real life, you don't have to like live in that reality where someone's crunching the numbers on your decision and telling you the exact amount that it's costing you. They're not running a computer simulation.
Exactly how much smarter you are than the people whose job it is to do strategy.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was the Carlos. I mean, Charles had the great overtake at the start of the race. Great jump from Charles.
But that was a premature ejaculation.
That was a premature. He's like George. The guys, they need to do some Kegels.
Yeah.
Keep it rolling.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean the Mercedes were dominant, but then it was hilarious that both of them are like we don't understand why.
Well, they seem to be good in like the most random, least replicable
scenario.
Like, oh yeah, because there's a lot of tracks like Vegas out there.
yeah.
They'll be able to repeat this over and over again.
Yeah, Silverstone in the slowly drying conditions, they're amazing.
Yeah.
I think what it seems to be is that this track is finally like it's really flat because Vegas is a fake place built off of fucking in the desert. So the track is nice and flat, it's nice and smooth. So the Mercedes car can like finally do what it says it's going to do in the simulator.
It's as close as it's going to be to a computer.
Yes. That's like why I think
it's cold
yes.
and it's got no variables. It's just boom, boom.
And then all of a sudden they're like, see, wow, this is what the car could have been the whole time.
Yeah.
Vankas, specifically the male Vankas who listen and watch this pod, when you leave the house, it's phone, wallet, keys, and now, how does my hair look? But if you're experiencing hair loss, you may not be so confident when you step outside the door, and it's time to get that confidence back and restore your hair with Hims. Hims provides you with convenient and quality access to a range of hair loss treatments that work from the comfort of your couch. Hims makes treating hair loss simple with doctor-trusted options and clinically proven ingredients like finasteride and minoxidil that can regrow your hair in as little as 3 to 6 months. Choose from your personalized chewable, oral, spray, and serum treatments to find what works best for you. The process is simple and 100% online. There's no uncomfortable doctor visits. You know, they can be a little bit awkward. You just do it online and you get it done. You can start your free online visit today at hims.com/redflags. That's HIMS.com/redflags for your personalized hair loss treatment options. Once again, that's hims.com/redflags. Results may vary based on studies of topical and oral minoxidil and finasteride. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if a prescription is appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for full details and important safety information. Vankas, we are taking a break from this episode to talk to you about our newest sponsor, CHOMPS. CHOMPS is the perfect snack. It's my favorite snack to bring with me on race day. With 10 to 12 grams of protein per stick, it's a good source of protein and high quality protein at that. You gotta make sure that what you're putting in your body, it's high quality, and with CHOMPS, it is. Also, 0 grams of sugar and 100% grass-fed and finished beef. That's what you're getting with CHOMPS. And on top of all that, it tastes good. Here's what I like to do. I like to bring a handful of CHOMPS, throw them in my backpack, go to the race so I can be nice and fueled. Don't get distracted by the booths and the funnel cake and all the stuff that's bad for you. You need a good, healthy snack because it's hot at these races. You want to make sure that you're fueled up and ready to go so that you can watch Lando Norris blow another start. Listen, but CHOMPS helps me get through those races. It helps me get through those races with their delicious, delicious sticks. And if you want to learn more, you can go to chomps.com/redflags. The link will be in the description. It's once again, chomps.com/redflags. Learn more and get your chomps today. Now back to the show.
And now having like fully, because last year I had a broken foot, so I didn't really fully experience it. And last year
we had scooters.
We did Ever Rascals.
That's the only way to do Vegas.
It
by the way. Like, because I see people on scooters, I'm like, you can walk. I know that you can.
Yeah.
It's the way to do it. It's the way to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, everything is so accessible here.
Nothing like seeing a couple rascals like parked outside of a restaurant. I'm like, legends.
Honestly, when Brian had the rascal and we were walking, like, he was like waiting on us. Like, he was more able to zip. Like, it's that much.
I love a rascal.
Yeah.
But the culinary experience here is amazing. We had amazing. Show of hands. How many people is this their first time in Vegas? Okay. Oh, damn. We got some fucking
some vets here.
Some Vegas aficionados over here.
I didn't know that I could like abuse my stomach so much here. It's like Epcot for like adults and indulging the fuck out of yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. I ate like a pig. I gambled. I got propositioned by multiple sex workers. Nobody else, just me.
I just got
that lonely look about me.
There's just something about
There's just something about me that just looks really lonely.
Fucking hey. Well, I want to talk maybe about like the future of the sport a little bit. Now that this championship is decided, next year is going to be a big shakeup. it seems like it could be anyone's championship next year. What are your feelings right now? I'm having recency bias, and I'm just like, it's going to be George Russell. But I feel
Really?
not really, but I
don't think they're going to work it out till 2026.
They'll work it out in the remix, like
Yeah.
Charlie and Lord.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude. I'm hungover. Okay.
I think 2025 is.
Who do you think?
I think it's going to be a dogfight, and so I think Max is going to get it again.
You think Max is going to
I think he's going to get it again, because he's the only, like we've talked about this before. When it's a like a loose ball, he always comes up with the loose ball.
Yeah.
No, like this was a loose ball kind of season, and he comes up with the loose ball. I mean, Leclerc's really good, but Ferrari, they're kind of chaotic. George is a premature ejaculator. He can't always put together a weekend. Lando botches his starts. McLaren isn't ready, and just Max is just always he's there.
Yeah.
He's there. He's like the dog at the dinner table. He's just like locked in. You know when you're eating and there's a dog who just won't. He's just this the whole time. He just doesn't break focus.
Yeah, he's not distracted.
He's not distracted.
He is not,
chaos around him. House burning down, and he's just like.
Yeah. It's the meme. This is fine.
Yeah.
The smiling dog meme.
Yeah.
But okay, yeah, you think I think I think it's gonna be.
I think he's beatable, but you have to have you got to be in a Mercedes of
Right.
2015.
Yeah, you got to be.
You have to be in a
dominant
Red
car.
Bull
Yeah.
of 2022. Are any of these teams gonna give their drivers like such a I think it's gonna be really close. I think
it's gonna be such a good season. I mean, this season was amazing, but next year I'm just I'm salivating. It's gonna be so good.
I think he's gonna win again.
I think I think you might be right, because I think the first time in years the last 6 races have been won by 6 different people.
I think that favors him.
That favors him in these last 6 races when he's kind of made his way into I'm actually taking this thing.
They say you win a championship on your worst days. Like Brazil was supposed to be a bad day. Is the way he can
right
sort of maximize those. He doesn't have bad days.
right.
Yeah,
and McLaren is they had it, then they lost it, and then Oscar was having that real run there in the middle, but he's I was kind of ready. I was like, oh, this is okay. Well, Lando's fucking done, but these last few races just in qualifying, he just hasn't been able to get there.
Yeah, and he missed the pit box, which is something Sergio Perez does. It's just not. it's just a brain fart, and you don't expect brain farts from him. But yeah, maybe he's disenchanted. Although I find it I think Oscar's also kind of dog at the dinner table.
Totally.
That's the vibe that he gives. So I mean, I don't know if he'll be ready in 2025.
Yeah, I'm not right now. I'm not. Earlier in the season, I felt next year it's just going to be right there, and now I'm not. These last few races, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Who do y'all think is going to win the championship next year? Lewis? The Ferrari? You think the Ferrari's got it?
I mean, Ferrari showed flashes, but I think those guys are going to take points off at each other. I think.
Yeah, Lewis is going to have an uphill battle, because I think Charles is going to be consistently out qualifying him.
Yeah.
That's the thing that's going to get in his way. It'll be races potentially like yesterday.
Yeah.
It'll be a race where Lewis has a great drive, but Charles started on pole. And then in a race where the Ferraris had the pace, maybe Charles takes it because he's got the pace on the Saturday. And Lewis has talked about it. He's like, I don't know what the fuck is, But I think it's maybe there is an age element to that. There's just a little bit of on that one lap, the experience comes out over 60 laps. But when you just need the one lap, youth does a lot.
The Mike Tyson fight really woke me up to the advantages of youth. Mike Tyson, one of the greatest of all time, looks like a fucking unit still.
Yeah.
Got worked by a YouTuber.
Yeah.
It's one of the greatest of all time, but he's 28, so
right.
That's what he had going for him as youth.
Yeah.
My God.
Should we get into our awards?
Yeah, let's do some awards.
All right, let's do some awards. Okay, so
some Pato awards.
we saw Pato Award last night as well at the roulette table, throwing down cash money. Hottest moment of the day.
Honestly, when Max and GP just in the back of that car. that is such a make out. That's where you make out.
You make out.
You got to make out. That's a closing. You close in that car, right?
Yeah.
If you can't, that car is for closing with the fucking night sky.
Yeah.
With the lights above it.
The doors open the wrong way.
That's not a corporate environment. You know, that's not a corporate car. That's
Yeah.
a closer's car.
Yeah.
That's where you close.
Yeah, that was cute.
And then you cut like he's just chilling there with GP. You cut to to Max and to Lewis, George, and Sainz, and they're all like this.
Yeah.
And
George-
Lewis is
yeah.
leaning forward. He's like, ugh, God.
Get me away from
He's
these.
never been that close in a car to other human beings before, and is like
He was like a dog being like hanging out the window. He's like, please get me away from.
When do you
George."
think the last time he was sat 3 across with like in a car?
Yeah.
I really wanted him to win because when was the last time Lewis sat bitch?
Right.
It's interesting. Like
Yeah.
George sat bitch.
Yeah.
Like there was no seatbelt there. Like he was in the bitch. Like he's in the seat that nobody wants.
Yeah.
George was like, okay.
But he was also just full man sprint, just like full crotch. Like I'm the victor of the Vegas Grand Prix.
Sainz wearing a beanie.
A beanie. I mean,
What is he doing? Wearing a hat on his head.
Though I do want that beanie.
It did look good, but
Oh.
not on him. I mean, it's just like,
He's-
what are you doing that for? It's not even that cold.
It wasn't cold. Everyone was in
It
puffers.
was
crazy.
giving my Jewish grandmother. Is it called? Can we turn the? Can I get us? You know when you're at the restaurant and someone with you asks for like a shawl, or is that just Jewish people that do that? Like, do you have a blanket in this restaurant? Can I get a blanket?
Yeah, I'll give that. Yeah, hottest moment of the day. I'll agree with you on
Yeah,
that.
GP and Max.
Okay, daddy of the day. I'm giving it to George Russell. Stepping up to the plate. Dominant weekend.
Stepping up to Pride Rock.
That's right.
That I really thought that was gonna eat, and nobody was here for it.
Crumbs were left. dude.
Crumbs were left. Yeah, no, George Russell like finally stringing it all together.
Yeah.
Just stringing it all together. Like my friend, like I said, Mercedes were quick because we were with people that wanted to bet, and I was like, Mercedes are quick, and we're like, who should you bet on? I said Lewis because the other guy, he's gonna fuck it up. He'll
Right.
find a way to fuck it up, and prove me wrong.
He
And
did. Radio of the day.
Yeah, Charles.
Yeah.
Oh.
Sassy.
Yeah.
Maybe try it in Spanish next time. Maybe they don't understand.
No hablo inglés
Yeah.
over there.
Escúchame. Mírame. Yeah, I mean, that was beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, what other sport do you get? That's what it's the best fucking television experience in the world, watching
Yeah.
these fucking races.
Yeah.
That you get to hear him like what do the kids say? Crash out.
Yeah. He's crashing.
I mean,
out.
we watch him physically crash out often. And
He'll
then you get
crash
to
out, and then he'll crash out.
he'll physically crash out,
And
then
then
emotionally crash out.
out.
It's amazing.
I love Charles Leclerc.
He was so sad.
I've never seen somebody so handsome have so much sadness and be so upset. Most people that handsome are not that wounded.
Yeah. He really is like the guy at your school who's like all the girls are in love with, but he's just too depressed to even notice them. That's what he is. There's always like a guy who's just like,
He can't get out of his own way.
I mean, the world is so ready to metaphorically and physically suck his dick. And he's just like under a tree reading poetry. Okay, let's go on to Karen of the day because unfortunately I think it's got to be Charles Leclerc again.
Why?
Because he's complaining about a thing that makes complete sense and acting like how could Carlos Sainz do this to me?
No, he's definitely Karen of the day.
Yeah, I mean that was like really kind of like building his woe is me case.
Yeah. Yeah.
What are other nominate? People said Alpine leaving Ocon out to dry. No, everyone's saying Charles. I mean that's the overwhelming. It's the Charles Leclerc Karen. I mean, I don't think he's ever gotten Karen of the day. This was a unusual Karen moment from him. Okay, legendary moment of the day brought to you by our sponsors at Sunoco. What was the most legendary?
Max winning the fucking championship with a fucked up rear wing. With no rear wing.
Yeah, he's just inevitable.
Yeah.
And he didn't get he didn't get distracted. They were like, Max, remember what we're here to do. Please don't fight these people that are passing you. If you stay where you are, you're going to win the championship.
Yeah.
And there were a couple moments where I thought that he was about to make it really hard for the Ferraris to pass him, but he didn't. And sometimes being a legend means recognizing that this isn't my fight. I got bigger fish to fry. That's what he did.
Yeah, he was a legend.
And that's what he'll really have to do next year. Because next year it's just going to be like Alan Prost. Prost would win a 2025 season.
Yeah.
Because he's just going to have to be around. He's going to be a chess next year. You just got to be smart.
You got to be like Stringer.
You got to be happy with a 5th place when that's what you need that week. And I feel like he started to get that this
year. You guys
year.
watch The Wire? So Stringer is like Machiavellian, but Avon, his partner, just wants his corners.
Right.
Like he's all about like his rep.
Yeah.
And that's sort of
that's the back.
That's the back and forth.
Between
it's like
Max.
it's like part of him wants to be smart, but part of him is like, but I'm not a bitch. You know what I mean? There's that. Like, it's like, seriously, like, I remember I was on a date once, and this guy, like, was disrespecting me.
Yeah.
Like, at the next table, like verbally disrespecting me. And I went, okay, so the smart thing to do would be to just continue on with the date.
Yeah.
But that's a thing that happens to young men. There's a voice in a young man's head that says, but are you a bitch?
Yeah.
But are you a bitch?
Yeah.
And then I obviously did something.
Right.
And then I'm like, can you believe that guy? And she was like, so I have to go.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like the sensible thing or like protecting your masculinity.
Don't, bite your nose off to spite your face, or whatever the fuck it says. All right.
Vegas, not only does Cash App sponsor our favorite perfectly branded Formula One team, but they also make it easier for you to save money so you can do the things you love, like going to an F1 race. Listen, to be honest, we thought that Cash App was just a way to send people money. Hey, Cash App me for that. But it's a way faster and simpler way to bank. You can start saving with as little as $1, no hidden fees, no minimum balance requirements, no account fees. And we all know that overdraft fees make no sense. Why are you charging someone if they don't have any money? Plus, when you deposit $300 or more in paychecks, you can get up to $50 in free overdraft coverage. It pays to get paid on Cash App, so go download the app today. What are you doing? Now back to the show.
Moving on to Payback of the Day, brought to you by our sponsors from Cash App. Payback.
Yuki Tsunoda!
Let's go!
Nothing could stop him from points. Not fucking Liam Lawson, not U.S. Customs.
Yeah, that's right.
He was holding up the whole, like, he was the train. I mean, the Haas got by him at the end, but this guy was like, no fucking way. Everyone's, Franco Colapinto in the wall. Okay?
Yes.
U.S. Customs, suck my dick.
That's
I'm
right.
Yuki Tsunoda. Yes, I did come in here in pajamas. I did not take this seriously when I came through.
No, you don't believe I'm an F1 driver because I get it. I'm wearing pajamas. Yeah, oh, sure, you're a Formula One driver, sure.
Yeah.
The same reason, I mean, it's like he didn't get stopped. He got stopped at customs, kind of for like I feel like similar vibes to why Red Bull's like, are we really putting him in the seat?
Yeah.
They're like, is this the kid?
Yeah,
but he
we
is
were-
the kid.
we were saying
he's a
that-
savage, dude. He's a fucking savage. After the race, he ran into that like little pylon thing. You see that? Like leaving the thing, and he's, there's been all this talk about cursing in F1. Everyone's getting mad. Don't curse. Don't curse. And then he's talking to Will Buxton after the race, and Will Buxton's like, so what happened here? And Yuki like looks at it, and he like watches the playback, and he goes, oh yeah, I shit my pants right there. And Will's like, yeah, but language, and Yuki's like, oh sorry, yeah. But he really thought, and he said, I shit my pants there. And if you've listened to our interview with him, it's a thing that he likes doing,
He likes shitting his pants.
He likes shitting his pants. No, he's a fucking lady. Put him in the goddamn Red Bull seat. And red flag of the day, like Alpine. Just like Gasly's in third, car blows the fuck up. Ocon is the only driver left. He comes into the pits. There's no one fucking there waiting for him. Fuck, marry, kill this podium. George, Lewis, Carlos Sainz.
I'm fucking Sainz because
Because
you
he's
gotta see what that's about, right? Oh, what are you not gonna fuck Sainz?
yeah.
You're just gonna kill him. You're not even gonna know
Yeah.
what's happening with that.
Yeah. Then who are you marrying?
I'm marrying. But George would be a lot of fun, though, don't you think? What do you mean no? What do you mean no?
Hold on.
I think you guys don't understand how fun George is. George is like your dad. Like, he's fun. Like, he's like your... What do you... Lewis is a man? What do you mean Lewis is? He's 36 years old. He's unmarried. He doesn't have a girl. Like, his best friend is his dog. He's a man. Lewis is a man.
Dude, Lewis is a child.
What are you talking about?
Lewis is a childless cat lady. Come on. He's the childless cat lady that Trump has warned us about, dude.
Yeah, he's like every man that, lives with his dog alone at 36 and has his own fashion line.
Yeah,
like every man.
And is an institute. You think Lewis is like going to be home spending time with you? No, Lewis is going to be like he's a mogul. He's never going to be home. George is going to be like, you're going to come home from work.
George is going to make you breakfast in bed.
George is going to be such a good housewife. George would make an amazing housewife.
This isn't a democracy. I mean, I'm all for marrying Lewis, but like that, like just so I can like slink around his nice house by myself.
Right.
But if I'm trying to have like, if I'm trying to like watch a movie,
right,
or like pull a prank on someone,
no.
It's George.
I'm gonna kill Sainz. Fuck Lewis, marry George. That's what I'm gonna do. One night with Lewis sounds fun. Sounds great.
Yeah, that would also be good.
I feel like Carlos is also kind of boyfriend. You want Carlos to be your boyfriend or your husband. You want one night with Lewis because it's gonna be
But also like one night with George would be us. Which one is the best? Okay, let me tell you. Let's start this again. If we're just talking about in terms of like which would be the craziest story, it's George. Like you might have more fun with Lewis or Sainz, but in terms of like, you're not gonna believe what happened.
Yeah.
You gotta sit down.
You'll do cool shit with Lewis. You'll do weird shit with George.
Yeah. All
right. Should we? Okay. We're doing a new thing where we're asking people to compete with your best hot takes. So if you have for a beautiful Sunoco gift box. If you have a legendary Formula One take that you want to get off your chest, raise your hand and come up here and let's see what people got. Anyone got something? Going against the grain?
Wow, this is
okay. We got one.
We got one.
Anyone else? Any other takers?
You got to come up.
We got two. We got three. Okay, four. All right,
Four. Good.
That's four. Coming up.
And it's got to be hot. Not like Max Verstappen is really fast. Hello.
Hello. What's your name? Kenna.
Kenna. Nice to meet you, Kenna. Sarah, nice to meet you. Gordon, nice to meet you. Step right up, Gordon. Connor? Kana. Okay.
All right. Now, when you give me this take, say with your full chest.
Can everybody see him?
Are we all seeing?
Slide in, everybody. Get in close.
All right. Kenna, right? Okay. Kenna, what's your hot take?
We always want to do the voice where we sit in the chair and then we turn around. Oh, my God.
All right. With your full chest, what's your hot take?
Esteban Ocon is a great teammate.
Whoa. Can we get a little more?
Okay, explain. Yeah.
Okay. Esteban, like, it's a team sport, but, like, it's based on individual performances. So why would I want to get beat by Pierre Gasly, whose, like, forehead is going back so far? Or So, like, he is a great teammate. Like, when we watch, like, the gift giving, he's, like, being personal about it. But then you get on the track and he's an absolute demon, which you're supposed to do. Great teammate.
Love it.
That's how you do it. That's how
Gasly,
you
get some fucking minoxidil, dude. Get some Hims, Gasly. Your hairline sucks. All right. What's your name again? All right, Sarah, what's your hot take?
Put Yuki Tsunoda in the Red Bull seat, and he will be a teammate killer. And he will win a world championship.
Oh!
And he will be a world champion.
Yes!
Now that is piping hot.
Well, actually, I was going to do the Yuki, but this is more of a tepid take. I was going to do Alpine for P5 constructors, but I do think if Lewis is comfortable in the car, he could win it, which is not very. It's a tepid takes. Tepid takes.
He could win it in an Alpine?
No.
That would have been good. That would have been a good one.
Sorry, Alpine P5.
Alpine P5. Lewis takes
No
what?
qualifiers. You can't be like, well, if this, then that. You just say, Lewis is going to win.
Yeah.
If he feels comfortable in the car. No qualifiers. Yeah.
All right, and back Evan.
The cost cap ruined Formula One.
Ooh, go on.
I believe that Formula One should be a dominant series, and I think that you need all the money you can get to be the most dominant team in Formula One. And in order to do that, you need to have no cost cap.
Okay. The three of you, we're going to do this one more time. Say it with your full, the pill-sized version of it. And then they're all going to say it once. Then I'm going to put a hand over. We're all going to clap. Who has the best hot take?
But really, like, you'll fight anybody to the death.
Yes.
You'll stake your life on this claim.
This is your soapbox moment. Let the people hear you.
Esteban Ocon is a great teammate.
Yeah.
And Gasly's hair sucks. Get it fixed.
Yuki Tsunoda is a beast. You put him in the Red Bull car, and he will be a teammate killer.
Yeah.
The cost cap ruined Formula One. Fuck competition. I want dominance.
All right. Round of applause. Okay. Okay. All right, we have our winner.
I think she gave a take that everybody liked. It was the correct take.
For you,
Thank you.
a Sunoco swag box, a legendary take from Sarah. Thank you all.
Thank
Thanks so
you.
much, guys.
Thank you so much. Thank you for playing.
Thank you for playing. Okay.
I actually think she just said something that we all liked, which is not technically it's a good take. It was a hot take, but like, fuck competition. And, like, that is a wild take. Yeah. Okay, you had your chance, dude. Okay, now it's back. Yeah, we gave you the moment. You had your 15 minutes of fame. Okay.
All right. Qatar next. Predictions. What do we think?
I think now that it's like doesn't matter, I think Lando's gonna win.
Yeah.
He's just gonna mop up. That's what I think. Yeah.
I think it's going to be a Max Verstappen.
You think he's just gonna win it just for shits and gigs?
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I think that car's kind of like figured itself out a little bit. He had a shitty wing and he was still pretty good. And it was on a street track where they haven't been great this year. We're going back to like a purpose built. So I think it might be Max.
Hell yeah.
Thank you so much for coming in this hungover Sunday. We appreciate it.
Yeah,
In
you
this-
guys are awesome.
in
I
the-
would.
yeah.
I didn't even want. Like, I was like, can I cancel my reservation? Like, I did not want to.
Matt was in the back room, and I was like, okay, we need to hide the sharp objects because this man is a threat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of that's our show. Max Verstappen, Simply Lovely, fucking championship done.
Goodbye, Vegas.
Goodbye, Vegas!